The raw tone sounded like this. The guitars that you provided were very good. Thanks for that. But just have a hard time mixing someone else's guitar, and I always try to reamp. Probably because I know my cab very much. I just feel like it's just easier also. I do a lot on guitars. I probably shouldn't, but it's just the way I like it. I like them like super processed. Like right off the bat, I really like the bite of it, but there's some little extra frequencies that was bothering me, somewhere around 6 too. It's something that it's a little too extra bitey, so I trying to get rid of this. This is on the individual tracks. I also have like this and the same track spacer, but this time I'm using like the bass, the sub bass that we have right here to feed it. So every time like the bass is playing, the guitar will go down. I mean, not in that case because like I had to do some summing stuff to make sure that my CPU was holding on. But normally when the bass is playing, the frequencies of the bass will get ducked in the guitars. So you got this one. After that, I like to add some extra saturation on my whole bus right here. I find it's coming out of the speaker a bit more. And it's quite heavy, you know. Almost clipping, so just before it's clipping. And I do have on that bus the same snare key in to make sure that it's that the snare gets out of the way. That way the snare really pops a lot. After that, I just removed some annoying frequencies on the top and probably get like the low end controlled a bit more. Got that. And after I kind of use a C6. I know a lot of people use Sooth on guitars. I really hate it myself. I think it just like removes every bite or every like harshness to it. And I think we need harshness because it's metal. So that's why I try to get any other possible way to get a Sooth plugin, but not as drastic. And I just don't like the way that it just like choose your frequencies for you. I just want to be in control for that. I like this because I kind of boost the low end with it. Like all the oomph, I really like to boost this, but it's boosted in a controlled way, you know. Excellent. And then like this is the most of what's happening with guitars. I EQ them with the whole mix. Make sure. This is where I make like my moves. Like, do I need more treble? Do I need more mids? Some low mids, and I make my high pass around this. So with this SSL. After that, I compress those, but right now, I don't think that was actually necessary, so I don't really need it. After this one, this is really cool for extra harshness, and I do like their warm tape emulation. Like this insurfable mid-range filter, you can just like get rid of the really one that is annoying you. You take a bit out, and you can compensate with the treble right here. And also I use it a bit for the extra widening here. And speaking of widening, what I like to do is I use my the ozone to widen the mid-range on this one. You have extra mids on the sides, which makes it, the guitars are a mid instrument, so you can really hear them better that way. After that, I just use an Renaissance axe just to level it, and also the compression is kind of cool. the D3 because it's going out to real world after. And with that, I do have a parallel compression on the guitars. I send the whole thing to my parallel compression and I just kind of warm it up with tape. And I use this this Transcend Designer to bring some pick attack. And with that pick attack, I want to exaggerate it by like really compressing the fuck out of it, and also like boost some extra mids or treble or what I think is missing in the tone. And with that parallel compression, I use this Ozone 1 widener, but in that case, I widen the treble instead. So you have every like chunk of the pick attack that is like every time you pick, all the treble, the first initial attack will be on the treble very compressed, and on the sides a bit more, you know. And then I do use the L1 for prevent the clipping. So if I just remove my parallel compression, it sounds like this. And if I put it up, it's like this. It's starting to sound pretty heavy. We had another set of rhythm guitars. I personally really love quad tracking guitars. But if I remember, what I did with this is like, since I already had one, the only thing I wanted to do is like added some extra mids, I believe. Some extra mids, because I think like the second set, I never put them as loud, first of all, and I always like bring them back a bit, like 90 instead of 100. And I find it just makes the guitar even bigger. But it's more or less the same processing as the one before, just getting rid of harsh frequencies like that, but with extra mids. And this time around, this one, I don't send it to the parallel, and I don't send it to my my outboard gear. I'll send it later, just to add some extra beefiness with the other guitar. See, exactly what was missing. Extra mids and extra beefiness. So